Hello, welcome to Lil's Vintage World. This video is my September 2021 reading wrap-up. Now usually I do a classics books wrap-up of all the classic books that I read in the month that don't fit into my other videos like my classic rhyme or Persephone book reviews. You get the idea. But this one's a little different because I didn't just read some classic books. I read a comic book as well, which I'll get to later. So these are all the books that I've read in September that don't fit into any other sort of categories, but yeah, here we go. So the first book is this beautiful vintage book called Green for Love by Anne Piper. I love the cover of this. I took a picture and put it on my Instagram and so many of you loved it too. This is a vintage book actually, from 1954. This is first published. This edition is from 1957 and it's wonderful. And this is about a woman who has this very, I don't want to say lazy, but think of the typical 1950s housewife, very middle class. That's the type of life that she has. She sits at home and she stays in bed to like read the papers and gossip, and she spends her day going shopping. She has a daughter but doesn't do much with her because they have a nanny. She has a cook. She has these servants that serve her and her husband, and essentially she just kind of looks after the home, so to speak, and her life is like that and she kind of likes it, but she's also a bit worried because she thinks her husband is having an affair. And she rings up her friend, she's like, he's having an affair, he's having an affair. And she makes this list of women who she thinks it could possibly be. And she then starts to kind of like investigate who could possibly be the person having the affair. And it's quite funny and it takes this twist that you kind of don't see coming, but then sort of at the same time you do see coming, and it was so wonderful. It was so charming. It's a book that is so much of its age. It's so 1950s. I mean, you wouldn't get a book like this now at all, but it was wonderful. If you want to step back into the 1950s, please do with Green for Love by Anne Piper. It is, oh, it's just wonderful. And do you know what? I'm a bit sad in a way because I never see people talk about this book at all. But yeah, it's just wonderful. This beautiful woman that lives quite a nice life on the outside, but is quite unhappy on the inside, thinking her husband is having an affair. Yeah, it's fantastic. A good 4.5 out of 5 star. It's wonderful. Speaking of books from the 1950s, I then read The Darling Buds of May by H.E.Bates in this beautiful Folio Society edition from 2011. It's absolutely stunning. I do love it. Again, I put up a picture on my Instagram, but if you want to see the images inside, here we go. That's Ma. Isn't it wonderful? And there's Pop and Charlie, who isn't Charlie. But yes, anyway, so Darling Buds of May is a programme that has been on TV since I can remember, and it's come back on TV again. And I've always known it's been based off the book series Darling Buds of May by H.E.Bates, but I've never read any of them. And I had this because it's beautiful and I was like, I need to go and read it. And Darling Buds of May is about this family that kind of live off the land, so to speak. So you've got the mum, dad, Ma and Pop, and their children, who have the most funny names and the reason why they have the names. So for instance, one of the daughters is called Victoria because she was born in plum season. The eldest daughter is called Mariette because Ma liked the name of the French queen, of course Marie Antoinette, but Pop said it was too long, so they just shortened Marie Antoinette to Mariette. I love that. And very early on in this book, this guy comes and he kind of gets swept up into the family without really meaning to, and the family is just a little bit woo, and he kind of falls a bit for Mariette because she's very beautiful, of course played by Catherine Zeta-Jones in the TV series, and his name is not Charlie, but they call him Charlie, and yeah, he gets swept up, and he's meant to be there to sort out the taxes, and he's from the tax collector, and does the taxes get done? Well, you have to read the book and see, won't you? But oh, wasn't it wonderful? Charming, brilliant, 5 stars. I just adored it. If you've never read Darling Bits of May, please do. I am now going to go and get the rest of the books in the series because it's so good. So good. Actually, do you know what? Thinking about it, I think Green for Love deserves 5 stars because I adored that. Yeah, ignore that. It was not 4.5 stars, it's 5 stars. I'm up in it. I'm up in that to 5 stars. 2 5-star books so far. That's good, isn't it? We're going to go downhill a little bit for the last book that I read in September. This is Wonder Woman War Killer. I picked it up from the library, hence why it's got a shiny cover. I've been going to the library quite a bit recently because university. And I've been needed to use like local history stuff, which I have at my local library. So while I was there, I had a little look at the section. Well, me and my fiance had a little look, and he's like, "Oh, look, there's Wonder Woman there." So I picked it up, took it home. I love Wonder Woman. She and Poison Ivy are my favourite characters from like any sort of superhero, supervillain universe sort of thing. This one is called War Killer and has lots of kind of gods in it, which I really enjoyed. But then it has a part in it where this kind of friend tries to like change Diana a bit and kind of give her a makeover, so to speak. It was all right. It was okay. I'm actually glad that I took it out of the library and didn't buy it for myself. I do think like the New 52 is a better series than this. And actually, to be honest, like the Rebirth series, I wasn't that impressed with either. I do think the New 52 is still stronger. But yeah, if I still see like comic books like this in my local library, I'll definitely go and pick it up because comic books are expensive. So yeah, glad I read it. But yeah, as I said, it was all right. Anyway, that is it. That is all the books that I read in September 2021. I hope you liked this wrap up. Let me know if you like reading wrap ups like this, and I might do them a bit more like this in the future instead of just like the classic books, a bit of everything. But let me know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Chat to me in the comments. I look forward to chatting to you, and I shall see you soon for the next video. Bye for now.